The text messages glowed on her phone, a casual string of conversation with a coworker. At least that's what I told myself they were. We'd been married for 10 years, and for the past year things had felt distant. The spark we once had seemed to have fizzled out, replaced by a polite, almost roomid-like existence. Work, chores, and the occasional, tired how was your day? That was our life now. But I loved her. I loved the woman I married, the one who laughed at my terrible jokes and held my hand during scary movies. I believed that love was still in there, somewhere, buried under the routine and the exhaustion. I was determined to find it again. One evening after another quiet dinner, she sat me down. Her expression was serious, her hands fidgeting in her lap. "I think I need a break," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "Just some time to myself, to figure things out." A fresh start. The words hit me like a physical blow. A fresh start. What did that even mean? Was she leaving me? My mind raced with 1,000 worst-case scenarios. She assured me it wasn't about us. Not really. It was about her. She felt lost, she explained, and needed space to find herself again. She suggested she move into a small apartment nearby, just for a little while. "It's temporary," she promised. Just to get my head straight. I was devastated, but I agreed. Maybe this was what she needed. Maybe some distance would make us appreciate each other more. I helped her pack her things, each item a painful reminder of the life we'd built together. Her favorite mug, the throw blanket I bought her for our 5th anniversary, the framed photo from our honeymoon. As I carried a box to her car, I saw her phone light up on the passenger seat. It was a message from him, the coworker. "Can't wait to have you here," it read, followed by a heart emoji. My own heart stopped. It wasn't just a casual work friendship. It was something more. I didn't confront her. I couldn't. I was frozen. A cocktail of shock, betrayal, and a sliver of denial swirling inside me. Maybe I was misinterpreting it. Maybe he was just being a supportive friend. I let her drive away, waving with a fake smile plastered on my face as my world crumbled around me. The house felt cavernous and empty without her. Every room echoed with her absence. I spent the first few days in a daze, hoping she'd call and say she'd made a terrible mistake. But the calls were brief, distant. She was settling in, she'd say, her voice bright and a little too cheerful. A week turned into 2. The silence was deafening. I couldn't take it anymore. I needed to know the truth, no matter how much it hurt. My friend, a guy who's always had my back, suggested I look for more concrete proof. It felt sleazy, like a violation of her privacy, but my sanity was hanging by a thread. I remembered our shared family cloud account, something we'd set up years ago to back up photos of our vacations and family gatherings. With trembling hands, I logged in. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. And then I saw it. A folder I didn't recognize, recently synced from her phone. It was labeled New Beginnings. My blood ran cold. I clicked on it. It wasn't photos of her new apartment or her journey of self-discovery. It was filled with pictures of her and him, laughing over dinner at a fancy restaurant, toasting with champagne glasses, kissing under the city lights, her arms wrapped around his neck. There was even a photo of them in what was clearly their shared apartment, the same throw blanket I'd bought her draped over the back of the sofa. The fresh start wasn't hers alone. It was theirs. The betrayal was absolute, a physical pain that radiated from my chest. She hadn't just left me. She had replaced me. She had orchestrated this whole charade, playing the victim who needed to find herself, when in reality, she had already found someone else. She had lied, manipulated me, and made me feel like I was the problem, all while she was building a new life behind my back. The love I was trying so hard to salvage had been a lie for months, maybe longer. She didn't want to fix us. She wanted an easy way out. The next day I drove to her new apartment. The address she'd given me was real, but I had a sick feeling it wasn't the whole story. I parked across the street and waited. It wasn't long before his car pulled up. He got out, and then she emerged from the building, running into his arms and kissing him like she hadn't seen him in years. They got into his car and drove off laughing. It was all the confirmation I needed. The woman I had loved and trusted for a decade was a stranger. I didn't make a scene. I didn't scream or shout. I just went home and started my own process of a fresh start. I gathered all her remaining things, packed them into boxes, and contacted a lawyer. When she finally called me a few days later, her voice was casual, asking how I was doing. I was calm. "I know," I said. Just 2 words. The silence on the other end of the line was deafening. "What are you talking about?" she stammered, her voice losing its cheerful edge. "I know about him. I know about your fresh start. Don't insult my intelligence by lying anymore." She tried to deny it, then tried to justify it, saying she was unhappy and didn't know how to tell me. But the excuses were hollow. There are a million ways to end a marriage with dignity and respect. This wasn't one of them. She chose deceit. She chose to shatter my trust and leave a trail of wreckage in her wake. The pain of her betrayal is something I'll carry for a long time, but it's also a powerful lesson. Sometimes the people you think you know best are the ones who can surprise you the most. Moving on hasn't been easy. There are days when the anger and sadness feel overwhelming. But there are also days when I feel a sense of freedom. I'm rediscovering who I am without her. I'm reconnecting with friends, picking up old hobbies, and slowly building a new life, a real fresh start, this time just for me. The trust is gone, and the marriage is over, but my life isn't. I learned that you can't force someone to love you, and you can't build a future on a foundation of lies. The most important thing is to be true to yourself and to have the strength to walk away from a situation that is destroying you. It's a painful journey, but on the other side of that pain is hope and the chance to build something new and genuine. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and that healing is possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.